Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody. It's a beautiful day. Welcome to the Fastcast, your weekly podcast of everything football, fantasy, predictions, bets, news, you name it. We have it all. And we're going to be every single week, 8 a.m., regardless of the holiday. Merry Christmas, everyone. You'll find us at the Fastcast at YouTube. And today, I am joined here by the Fast Brothers. Merry Christmas,
Yay!
guys. Let's get into it.
Oh, it's my favorite holiday of the year, by the way. Go Bills.
Alrighty. Well, yeah. So, NFL, Christmas. Oh, yeah. It's going to be great. Make sure you watch football. Don't care about opening presents or family. Who cares about any of that?
Yeah, we talked about this last week.
Yeah, I know. So, but I'm just reaffirming. It's football time, okay? And actually, at the time that this is uploaded, these games will already be done. So you're gonna know what the results were. But we're still gonna go over them anyways. Christmas Day, we got Kansas City Chiefs, Pittsburgh Steelers to kick off the 1:00 window. The Chiefs are favored -2.5. It is in Pittsburgh. It's going to be a defensive game, I think. And yeah, I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers right off the rip, +2.5. I think they are going to possibly even win this game. I would like to see George Pickens is going to be back, so I would like to see their offense kind of get a little bit, kind of start moving around a little bit more, but. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game, defensive game. Probably not gonna, it's gonna be a little bit of a snoozer, but it's gonna be a good game regardless.
I'm going to bank on that. Oh, wait.
Well,
it is you. Never mind.
Yeah,
I will take a break.
Don't go out of order. It is the holidays, but you know what? I'm going first here.
Listen, I'm sipping on a little something. Okay, this might get a little bit crazy, but yeah, I apologize. Please proceed.
You don't need to apologize. Yeah, Merry Christmas. I'm going to take the Chiefs -2.5. And the problem with this is I bet against them too much. It always seems like, we talk about how they're the worst, the one-loss team in the whole entire history of the NFL, but they just keep winning games. And I don't know if it's our deep hatred for them, almost like me and the Eagles, but I can't continuously keep betting against them. Christmas Day, what a special holiday to be playing a game of football on in Pittsburgh too. By the way, I just don't see them losing. I don't know if
you don't think they're going to be in fear for their life in the long arm of the law?
They might be, but the thing is, I think we had this conversation maybe a couple weeks ago about the Steelers and contenders and how legitimate they are. I think the game for me was against the Ravens, and it seemed like they weren't all there. I don't know if they. I just. It's back and forth with the Steelers for me, whether they're going to be a team to actually play against or not come postseason. But yeah, I can't bet against the Chiefs here, so give me a field goal -2.5.
So I will say, the Chiefs have had 2 games in the past 6 days, and now they're playing again. Well, from the 15th to the 21st, and now they're playing again from Saturday to Christmas Day, Wednesday, which is tomorrow at the time of the recording. They have some injuries that piled up, and one of them happens to be one of their best defensive players, in Chris Jones. Don't know if he's going to play, and that's a huge hit on Kansas City. Playing that quick, 3 games back to back to back. Yeah, they beat Houston. Not yesterday. Last game. But it's a very tough environment to go into Houston. They played at Arrowhead. It's going to be a very tough environment. They only won by 8 against the Texans in Arrowhead. They're going into Pittsburgh with a very, very, very short turnaround. I think the shortest turnaround that you can possibly have in the NFL in playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is in Pittsburgh. They will be in fear from the long arm of the law. And for that reason, I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game. I'm taking the little whoopsie daisy here on Christmas.
Sweet. I certainly hope so. But honestly, Bills fan, I almost kind of want the Chiefs to win because I don't think we're getting the 1 seed regardless, and that's just one game closer that the Steelers are. I don't think it's gonna change much, anyways, because I think we're gonna win it. Just Jets and Patriots, but still. Anyways, 4:30, Snow Christmas. We got Baltimore Ravens and Houston Texans. Speak of the Devils. Um, Texans, man. It's at home right now. It's at home this game. The Ravens are favored -5.5, but the Texans just, they're just not that team that we thought they were. In that injury with Tank Dell is absolutely massive. Well, not massive for them, but it's a huge blow to their offense as well. I mean, Diggs, now Tank Dell, and that was a terrible injury, and he might not even make the next season because he tore basically everything you possibly can tear in his knee. So not a good look for him. But right now it's pretty clear for me. I think the Ravens are just gonna kind of walk this one through. I think it's gonna be pretty easy for them. I'm gonna take that -5.5 for the Ravens.
This is a little bit tougher to me to call than the walk. Yes, we have been seeing not a full potential Texans team. Offense, of course, man, what a horrible injury. And you just feel for CJ Stroud, too, man, how emotional it was on the field. And I feel like every QB in the league should have that response to their wide receivers going out. You could see he puts his heart and soul into the team, which I love to see that. But even so, going into the final 2 weeks here, this has got to be like your postseason push. And between the two teams right now, I don't see the Ravens slowing down. I think this is going to be their gearing up game, and it just almost the same thing as the Steelers. You expect much more from the Texans, and they just haven't been, pushing out. They do clinch the division here, so I don't know if that's lightening the load a little bit on them, but like the little carefree in the games here. But either way, the Ravens still have something to play for, something to prove. I am also gonna take them -5.5, but not. I don't think it's as easy as of a cakewalk as people might think.
And I'm literally right there with you. Every step of the way, I was nodding my head here, eating my buffalo chicken wing dip that my wife made for Christmas Eve.
That sounds amazing.
By the way, it's Christmas.
I
Merry
love
Christmas,
buffalo chicken
everybody.
dip.
Come over and get some. Think I'm scared? Come over. I got plenty. Well, yeah, like I said, I was right there with you. Literally every step of the way. The injury sucks. It really does. But if you think about it in hindsight, Houston already has their division locked up. They already clinched the division. Baltimore is fighting for that division. And you have to expect them to be paying attention to the Chiefs and Steelers game, right? Steelers lose. They're in prime position to take the fucking, pardon me, PG-13. My apologies. Been sipping on something. It's Christmas Eve. I don't know if you guys knew that. They are in prime position to take the conference from Pittsburgh if Pittsburgh loses. So the 1 o'clock game has more weight, I feel, in the 4:30 game than really any back-to-back game schedule that we've seen really all year, because Baltimore and Pittsburgh Steelers have the same record. They're right on the cusp of taking the division. So we're going to see, like I said, I think Pittsburgh wins the game against Kansas City, which is really going to turn it on for Baltimore. Houston already has that division locked up. So I think maybe this is kind of the time to start pulling punches maybe a little bit. So I am going to take Baltimore at -5.5.
Alrighty, there you go. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas. There's your bets for Christmas Day. On to our normal Thursday night game. We got Seattle Seahawks, Chicago Bears. Yay, fun game. Not really. The Bears suck.
By the way,
Seattle Seahawks.
before
Oh
we
yeah. Go.
before we jump into this one, it's going to be kind of weird because we're giving our predictions now. So after the games have happened already, we're kind of doing it.
Yeah.
If you're listening, which is going to be kind of funny to hear. But
Yeah, I did mention that if you were listening, but obviously
I
you
didn't.
weren't.
Yeah.
No,
I was.
it's cool.
I
It's cool
was.
though. No, it's cool
I
though.
was,
Yeah.
and I'm 75% drunk, and I was still
Yeah.
listening.
I'm like,
Yeah, you know.
I'm all the way there.
Just-
So
It just shows it. Just shows you how much Justin listens to me. Anyways, we got there's that game. Like I was saying before, you really interrupted me with something that has already been stated.
Hey, it's
Chicago
Christmas. Let's
Bears,
lighten up a little bit, huh?
Seattle Seahawks. It's Christmas Eve. Okay, all right. It's the day before. Don't
Okay,
give
well,
me that.
when they're listening, it's going to be the day after. So who's in the right here and who's in the wrong? Nobody is
yeah.
Christmas.
See,
Hell
and
no,
I mean,
Chris.
I
doesn't
did
continue.
mention that they would be listening the day
Anyways,
after, but you weren't
Thursday.
listening. So.
Thursday night football, yay! Chicago Bears, Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks -3.5 favorite. Going into Chicago. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun game, guys. Give me the Seattle Seahawks -3.5 because the Bears stink. That's it.
No, yeah, I think I'm gonna agree. I don't. Yeah, I think they pretty much gave up. Is what's happening here. The team is in shambles. They don't want to play anymore. They've lost what now?
9 in a row.
9 in a row. That's. Oh man, are they due for the win? Actually,
Might be due for the
9
win.
in a row is a lot of games to lose in a row. I mean, they have nothing to play for anymore. Obviously, they're just kind of cruising through the year. You know, give me Bears plus 3.5. I think they're due. And the Seahawks, I mean, they have a chance, right? They play the Rams at the end of the year next week or something. I think they get knocked out this week. Give me the Bears plus 3.5. I'm gonna take it. I think they're due for a win. This is gonna be their holiday blast right here. Thursday night, primetime, Amazon game. Yeah, at home. Yeah, give it. Yeah, they're due. They're due for a
Talk
win.
about a holiday blast. I'm blasted right now. Okay, anyway, 9-game losing streak. I'm actually not, but 9-game losing streak for Chicago. I want to dive into that just a little bit before I give my pick. They've had 4 out of the 9 at home losses. The 3 of those losses were against Green Bay, lost by 1 point. Minnesota went to overtime, lost by 3 points. Played the Detroit Lions, who arguably have, maybe not at this point because David Montgomery, but the best offense in the league. They lost by a lot, but who cares? Now they're playing Seattle, who Seattle is so in and out, it's insane. They have been as streaky gets. They're coming off a 2-game losing streak to the Packers and the Vikings, both at home. Now they have to travel to Chicago, which is on opposite ends of the coast, to play the Bears, who, for whatever reason, make close games against really, really good teams. That being said, for my second whoopsie daisy of the week, give me the Chicago Bears against Seattle.
Daisy.
Give me the Chicago Bears
whoa,
against Seattle.
Whoopsie daisy.
The Grinch. You know what I'm saying?
Anyways, Garbanzo Space Beans on to the Saturday games. Woohoo!
There it is.
We're back to that.
Everything revolves around
yeah.
Garbanzo Space Beans.
Garbanzo Space Beans. You thought that they were gone, but nope, they made their return. Yeah, Saturday. Wow, yeah, Saturday games again.
Saturday.
This time there's 3 of them. Woo! Yay! 3 Saturday games.
To be honest, guys, I don't like Saturday games. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Okay, well,
The
Saturday
should
games
not
don't
be-
like you. Okay.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue. Los Angeles
Caleb is
Chargers,
literally
New
the
England
Grinch, dude.
Patriots.
It's
Oh,
Christmas.
dude, oh yeah, I am the Grinch. Man, you heard about the bowel story that I had earlier.
Excuse
So
me.
yeah, don't
Oh,
worry
he
about
he
it.
wasn't
Maybe
here.
maybe if you were
He
on
was
time this
late.
week, you would have known
Oh
about it.
my.
But anyways, Chargers, Patriots, 1 o'clock in New England. Chargers favored by -4. Uh, and yeah. I mean, the Patriots did kind of well against the Bills, kind of sort of. They made a lot of silly little mistakes. And honestly, we kind of won off those turnovers. And without them, I probably think we would have lost to the Patriots, which is absolutely mind-boggling. But yeah, but it's whatever. I mean, I don't think we're getting the 1 seed. I think we're kind of trying to hide the cards, maybe, or it's just my copium speaking. But yeah, the Chargers look very good though against the Broncos, and gives me hope kind of for them. So I think they're going to come out again with a little pep in their step and keep on firing to try to stay ahead of the Broncos. So yeah, give me the -4 spread for the LA Chargers.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. You know what? I like this team. I've said it probably multiple weeks in a row now. Where I feel like they're gonna be one of those underrated playoff teams. They're well coached. They're a solid team. They have a good defense. A little hit to the run game there, but you know what? I like Justin Herbert. I think he's good. He moves the ball pretty good. I think he's kind of somewhat. I guess you can call him both underrated and overrated at the same time, but underestimated for sure. I think he has the potential to be one of those top of the mountain QBs that we hear about, and I like the solid team. They're like a brick wall. They're nice and solid. Give me them over the Patriots for sure. Going into the final 2 weeks, I'm also having Chargers -4.
I will say this: last week was kind of an anomaly, right? Or 2 weeks ago, Bucks and Chargers. The Chargers got smoked by the Bucks, 40-17. Now, the Chargers go into this game against New England at home for New England. The LA Chargers are obviously a much better team. However, that's what I thought last week too, with New England playing the Bills. Now, it's a divisional game, sure. However, the Bills should have blown them out of the water. The only thing that's making me kind of hinder right now is the fact that it's in New England and there's an LA team playing in New England. Now, it's not like a Miami situation where LA's terrible in cold weather. However, it is something to think about because it might have, like Caleb said, it might be the copium speaking, but I think the cold weather had something to play into why the Bills did not absolutely curb stomp the Patriots. Having that said, I don't know. This one's really tough for me. The 4 point spread is really hard, but I'm going to take the Chargers 4 point spread based on the fact that they're a much better football team. And New England really, like the Rams and the Bills, the Rams played their Super Bowl against the Bills, and I think that's what happened last week with New England. They played their Super Bowl. They really tried to give their all, ended up losing, and they're all they're I mean their season's cooked. It's been cooked for a while, multiple years now. And the Chargers are still fighting. They're still in that spot where they really need to win, and I think they're gonna go all out this week. It's do or die time for the Chargers. So give me the -4 for LA.
All righty, -4s for the Chargers. 4:30 Saturday still. We got Cincinnati Bengals, very huge playoff contention type game. Must win for the Bengals here. Cincinnati Bengals at home against the Denver Broncos. If the Bengals want a chance to make it in the playoffs, they have got to win this game. And that being said, I think this is actually going to be a high scoring game. I know the Denver Broncos have a great defense, but I don't think that's going to matter with Cincinnati. And I know the Cincinnati has a terrible defense, and I think the Broncos are going to exploit it, just like every team. I mean, They made the Steelers offense look good by dropping like 44 points against them. That's pretty impressive. So yeah, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be a great game, and it's going to have a lot of high stakes involved, especially for the Bengals here. With that being said, I honestly could see this going in any direction. However, because the Bengals need to win this game, I think they're gonna bring out the whole entire playbook. I think they're just gonna come out more guns ablazing. I think Jamar Chase is gonna have another 200-yard game, and yeah, give me the -3.5 for the Bengals.
I mean, I'm gonna kind of agree, but kind of disagree. Honestly, if I was to really think about and pick, I would probably do the Broncos here. I think I think they're just the better team, but because I want to see the Bengals succeed and kind of pull off this like kind of weird like, oh my god, they made it into the playoffs thing. I'm gonna go on the vibes here and pick the Bengals -3.5. And my gosh, Joe Burrow, we got to give him some credit that this guy is really good. Did you see his like almost like Will Levis meme photo stop touchdown throw and he's parallel to
Yeah.
the ground? That's
Yeah,
insane.
except he actually completed a pass.
It actually that was an
A touchdown pass.
insane touchdown pass. But this guy's really
Yeah.
good. And once again, I'm going to add it in here. Chase, he's contention. He's contention for number one. Do you guys agree?
Nope.
Can
What do
we,
you mean by
can we
number
have
one?
that in the conversation between
No
you?
more than a receiver?
Yep, receiver.
No.
Can we have that conversation yet?
I'm willing to open up that box of worms. Yeah.
You know,
I think we're at that point.
here's the thing. No, I don't think so. This is what happens every single season, where everyone like someone has such a good season, everyone's like, oh my god, it's this guy, it's this guy. Like, oh my god, CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver number one, Tyreek Hill, wide receiver number one, AJ Brown, wide receiver number one. But guess who's always in the talks with those guys at the time as well? It's Justin Jefferson every time. It was Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown. Who's number one? Justin
Except
Jefferson,
the thing
Jamar
is-
Chase now. Who is number one? The only name that's consistent in that every single time is Justin Jefferson. I still think
Schmitty
he's.
I
number
don't
Brown
think
one.
Mayer.
the realistic number one has ever been. Oh, CD Lamb's the best, or Tyreek's been the best. It's always. So I think it's always been JJ, and
Nope.
I think it has.
Well, yeah, it's always been
I'm-
JJ. He's been, yeah. I think he's still number one.
Do-
Just because
I mean, do you
one
think it's-
season doesn't determine everything.
Do you think
I
it's
mean, he's
more
got
of the
Sam Darnold
quarterback
throwing.
because they've been together for like so long? That duo, Burrow.
I mean, college and NFL still, yeah.
yeah. Do you think it's because of that
Helps.
a little bit, or do you think they're just actually like them? Like, are they that good? I'm willing to open the conversation to it because I don't know. I think they're pretty. I think they're a lot closer than you think. But-
Oh no, I mean, don't get me wrong. They're both absolutely insane. I think they're definitely. I think honestly, it's 1 and 2 for sure. But I just think Justin Jefferson is the most consistent every year, and he's had the most quarterbacks throw to him. But
yeah,
still
I was
puts up
going to
the
mention
numbers
that
every
too,
year.
the quarterbacks. Yeah, that's a story with him too, because who has he had throwing the ball? You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna take the Bengals 3-5. I would pick the Broncos here, but just because I want to see the Bengals like make it crazily, I'm gonna take a -3.5.
Well, here's my take. Broncos are a better football team. Now, Bengals have Denver, Pittsburgh, back to back. Denver defense, Pittsburgh defense. They're coming up against two of the better defense-oriented teams in the entire league, back to back, in must-win situations. They know that. Joe Burrow has known that pretty much halfway through the season. Things were going well. Now they're kind of on the uptick. Cincinnati offense is arguably top 5 in the entire league because of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. 100%. Joe Burrow, if they had a better record, probably would have MVP talks. We'll get into that. However, defense wins championships. We all know that. It could be an errant pass. It could be, a tip pass, interception. It could be a drop ball. It could be one singular play that makes the difference. Defense is solid. Defense makes teams win the game. And I think that is what's going to make Denver win this game. So for my third whoopsie daisy, I'm taking Denver over Cincinnati in Cincinnati.
Brother's having the whoopsie daisy Christmas. It's taking all the upsets.
A whoopsie daisy Christmas indeed.
Cheers. I
But honestly,
need, more drink.
Honestly, a lot of these games I could see going like almost either way. This is a tough week. I mean, last week I got destroyed, I think, as well. But a couple of these games I could definitely see either way. So
it makes it really difficult when you get to this point in the year, for sure.
Oh yeah. A lot of interesting like playoff contention or tanking maybe situation games where you really honestly don't know. But anyways, we got our last Saturday night game, 8 p.m. divisional matchup: Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are at home and favored by -6.5. And yeah, I mean, the Rams ahead of their division now. Arizona Cardinals have been eliminated from playoff contention, so I don't know. I mean, they're definitely going to try to win because I mean they're at the point now where it's kind of like tanking is almost kind of useless. But the Rams definitely still fighting. They still need to, I think, beat out Seattle or whoever. Yeah, Seattle, whatever. Yeah, I think the past few games for the Rams, low scoring, but you can blame the cold weather, you can blame the weather in general, and you can blame whatever you want. I think the Rams are going to score more points this game, but it being a divisional matchup, I still think it's going to be kind of close. The -6.5 is kind of a lot for me to want to pick it. I know the Rams had a great game against the Bills, but that was their Super Bowl game, so I can't really judge it based off of that. But they're hot right now, so anything could happen. But divisional matchup, two low-scoring games in a row. I'm gonna go ahead and play it safe here. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals +6.5.
You know what, Caleb? I was gonna do the same exact thing. Because, yeah, it's a nothing to play for game, and yeah, you hit it. Divisional game, they're always going to play close, and it's just the Cardinals are going to want to win against the Rams. They play them twice every single year. We know the story. Rival matchup. They just got eliminated last week. They want something. They know they only have 2 weeks left. They're going to play, and this is where teams come out and play their best football because they're like, hey, it's the end of the year. We're going to give it all in. And the Rams have that extra added pressure of the wheel is in your house now. You have to drive the steering wheel to make it to the playoffs. I still think they pull out the win, but I do think it's close. Give me the Cardinals +6.5.
Wow. Didn't think this was going to happen on this type of odds. I also have the Arizona Cardinals at +6.5. And it's mainly based on the fact that division was close all year long. All year long. And we're talking, at this point, it's a 3-game spread. LA drops one against the Bills. The Cardinals win one that they should have won, but they ended up losing. This is a whole different game. Arizona's knocked out. LA's still in. Arizona's going to come out and be like, you know what? We deserve that spot. You don't. So they're going to come in with some, a chip on their shoulder, and I think they're going to keep it within 6.5.
Alrighty. On to our normal day. Sunday. Sunday football.
I like normal days.
Feels kind of good, actually. Yeah, three Saturday games is going to be pretty wild. Anyways, back to it. First game, we got the best team in the NFL, the Buffalo Bills, against one of the worst teams, the New York Jets. Sorry, Jets fans. Um, anyways, yeah, I mean, hey, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams kind of been heating up. I can't lie. I mean, they've been looking pretty solid. The rest of the team still not. So yeah. The Bills kind of struggled against the Patriots. Divisional matchup, cold. It is what it is. Uh, and do I think that they're going to struggle against the Jets? No, absolutely not. Give me Bills minus 24.5. It's only 9.5, but yeah, you give it to me all the way. Still in Buffalo, going to be warmer this Sunday too in Buffalo, like in the 50s. So yeah, we're looking pretty. Jets, sorry, your season's done. We're still cooking. Yeah, give me minus 9.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I think it's gonna be one of those like I don't know what happened against the Patriots there, but this is gonna be like a non okay. We're gonna take it seriously, non underestimate. We're gonna go full blown playbook here. I believe the Bills still think they have something to play for. They're not gonna know. Well, actually, yeah, this is Sunday after the Chiefs play, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That might actually have some things to play in, because if the Chiefs win, I think that pretty much eliminates the 1 seed spot. Am I right?
So you just have to lose now. The Bills have to win.
Oh man, that's going to be pretty
the Steelers,
interesting.
Well, if the Steelers win, then they're definitely going to have to cook. Yeah. So they're still on the behind.
Oh, you're thinking like the 2 and 3 kind of turn. Yeah, I don't know. This has like pretty interesting implications here, because I don't know if they're going to be like, all right, well, the Chiefs win, we're just settled, nothing's going to change, and they're kind of just going to. This might be like even like a sit your starters type situation. Maybe not. Maybe it's too early for that, but I'm still going to have a minus 9.5. Just going off of the divisional and taking this game seriously, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to because who knows what could happen after the Chiefs win on Christmas. But yeah, I'll take them for now, minus 9.5.
Right. Well, I don't know if you can blame me or blame the crown that I've been drinking, but I have something different in mind. I have the New York Jets for my fourth. No, I'm just kidding. I do have the spread at 9.5 though. We saw a little bit of flaw. Yeah,
I think that's the first time you've done that.
No, I have taken. I think it was against the Lions. I actually don't remember, but I did. I don't remember what game it was, but I did. It was definitely not against the Chiefs. I said the Buffalo Bills are going to beat the Chiefs by 12, and they only won by 9. I do remember that specifically. I will remember that for the rest of my life. Anyway, I digress.
I'm actually going to have to use my delete key because I already had it pre-written in here. But okay.
Well, that's crazy. Yeah, no, I have the Jets plus 9.5. Like you said, it really is predicated on that Chiefs-Steelers game. Even then, they only won by 3 against the Patriots. You're getting cold weather no matter what here. It's Josh Allen's dealing with this right hand thing now. He was playing with a broken left hand for weeks. Now we saw last game he had this thing with his right hand. We couldn't really I don't know anything really massive about it. But it could be one of those sit the starter things. It could be one of those, get Keon Coleman more involved. It could be something like let's figure out something that works and it's going to end up being a close. I just have that feeling that this game is going to be closer than 9.5. So for that reason, I'm taking the 9.5 for the Jets. And like you said, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams have been going off the charts the past 3 weeks now. They've just been going crazy. So give me the plus 9.5 for the Jets.
Another thing too I want to mention about this game is that Sean McDermott made another basically another Al Qaeda joke. So I think the power is just flowing through the Bills right now. So I don't think there's any stopping them. I'm sorry. even if they bench the starters, Mitch Trubisky's going to come out playing exactly like Josh Allen himself. But anyways, 1 o'clock matchup: Colts Giants. Eyeball avoider massively. No, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's yeah. This is my Colts. This is my team. Giants at home. Um, the Colts are favored -8, and yeah, I'm sure. I guess I'll take it. Yeah, whatever. Jonathan Taylor did absolutely fantastic last game, but is that because he got so angry that he dropped the ball before the end zone last time? Probably. I don't think he's going to go ash crazy against the Giants, but maybe he will. No, who knows? But yeah, I'll just take the -8 for the Colts because I don't really care, and I'm not gonna be paying that much attention to this game.
Yeah, eyeball voider of the week. Voider of the week. Um, yeah, we all know what the stakes are for this game, and that's the #1 draft pick. There's no possible way that the Giants are actually going to try to win this game, despite what everyone says and everyone tries to win every single game. That's not going to happen. They know they got the one on lock. Raiders win last week. There's no way. I'm going to take a -8 as well. And this is just like a way better football team versus a way not good football team situation here. Even though I probably won't watch a single minute this game, give me the Colts -8.
So it's funny you guys say something about the #1 pick. I actually am currently staring at a tweet about Shadur Sanders and his brother. Shadur said, "We know where we're going." And his brother said, "A team might trade up." And Shadur said, "You can't go higher than #1." Talking about the Giants. So we're all kind of on the same page here. Um, Obviously, the Giants need a QB. Obviously, it's Deion Sanders' son. He's got a lot of draw to him. Is he the right pick for #1? I don't really know. But everyone's kind of on the same page that the Giants are getting the #1 pick. However, I don't think the Colts are good enough to win by 8. I think it's gonna be like a 4-5 point game. It's gonna be something stupid. Something dumb is gonna happen in the game. It's gonna be. It's gonna be within 8. The Colts are gonna win, but it's not gonna be by 8 points. Is basically what I'm getting at. The Giants don't want to win this game for sure. They want the #1. They need a quarterback. But I think the Colts do not win by 8 points or over. So give me the +8 for New York Giants.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sure. Whatever girl math that was. Anyways, next 1 o'clock game we got Carolina Panthers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers divisional matchup.
It's
The
not girl math,
Buccaneers.
it's crown math.
Okay. Anyways, Buccaneers losing against the Cowboys last week puts them
Go Cowboys.
almost out of reach to the playoffs. With the Falcons a game ahead now and the tiebreaker because they won the two games against the Bucks. But yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal. Cowboys. Whew,
Go Cowboys.
where was this all year? Anyways.
That's
Yep.
what I was wondering.
Yeah. I know you were, buddy, but it's okay. You'll just have to rehire McCarthy now and try to run it back.
I can't
Anyways.
wait.
Yeah, divisional matchup. Last time these guys played, which was not too long ago, it went into overtime, if you guys can recall, and the Bucks won by 3. And right now, the Bucks are favored right now by -7.5, a full touchdown, and 1 point or half a point, I guess I should say. And yeah, I mean I think that's a little bit large of a spread for I mean, the Panthers aren't a horrible team, right? I mean, Bryce
They're
Young's actually been playing fairly well. I mean, and
Yeah,
Chuba
they're horrible.
Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard too is like he's number 6 right now in the running back rushing yards, and it is by 1 yard. He is 1 yard away from being number 5 on that list. He's been playing great. Adam Thielen, even though he's old, has been catching balls like one-handers like crazy. Bryce Young shaped up to actually look like a solid quarterback, and they look like a decent team. And the Buccaneers, I mean, that last game just shows that they have weaknesses, especially losing to the crappy Cowboys. How do
Go
you even do
Cowboys.
that? And yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. I think the -7.5 is a little bit too much of a spread. I think the Buccaneers are going to win it again, but I think it's going to be a little closer. I'm going to go with the +7.5 for the Panthers.
I'm going to strongly disagree. If I could, I would take the alternate spread at -30. The
Oh my God.
Buccaneers are not going to lose this game. They're not going back-to-back losses at home against the Panthers. I don't care what you say about how well they've been performing. The Buccaneers know it's crunch time. It's playoff time. They got to win this game. Also, a little heads up. I think the Falcons lose this week and the Buccaneers get back the steering wheel. Um, they have to win. They know they have to win. And yeah, I mean, I don't blame them for losing to the Cowboys because I mean it's the Cowboys, man. They're just the best team in the NFL. You really can't blame them for losing to a great team like that. But no, really, I don't know why the Cowboys haven't played like that all year. Absolutely insane. I don't know if they gave Mike McCarthy the reins all of a sudden and Jerry Jones took the backseat and all of a sudden became a football team. But yeah, I just love the way we played. We should have played that every single. Don't get me started on that rant, but yeah, give me the Buccaneers. I'm going to take a -24 alternate on this. They're going to absolutely decimate them at home. Not even a chance. Bucks -7.5.
I'm not gonna go that nuts,
I
but
am.
I will say.
The last time I
mean,
made this bold claim, by the way, it absolutely hit.
well, you already did. I'm just not gonna, because you already did. I was gonna go into it, but I'm not. As far as you did. I will say I was gonna take an alternate spread here too. Bucks by 12 at least. The only time Carolina has any sort of close games or success is at home. The only time. Besides the Raiders, but the Raiders are barely a football team. The game that the Bucks 2 weeks ago, not against the Cowboys, but 2 weeks ago against the Chargers. Oh my God. Oh my God. Absolutely nutty. Now they're playing the Carolina Panthers, who we all know, like, we can talk trash about the Cowboys all we want, but we are all very well aware that the Carolina Panthers are a much worse football team than the Dallas Cowboys. Now, it's at home against the Panthers. They're in a prime spot to fight for the playoffs. 100% give me Tampa by at least 12.
My brothers hate me. They don't think I'm smart. They just went against me like it was nothing. Just kidding. Yeah, I mean, Daddy Mayfield. I mean, he's gonna probably sling the ball like he does. So I can't wait to see his cute butt on that field. Anyways, next 1 o'clock game: Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. We them boys. Am I right?
You're right.
Divisional matchup.
He said
no,
you're right.
no, I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not correct in this one. But anyways, divisional matchup. Eagles, Cowboys. Eagles can no longer get that 1 seed. That is sad for the Eagles. Too bad they suck. Too bad the Dallas Cowboys suck. Eagles are favored by -9. It is in Philadelphia. They're gonna win the football game. Probably doesn't even matter if Jalen Hurts is still out. I don't know if he probably is gonna play. But yeah. So here's what I'm thinking with this game. The Dallas Cowboys played their Super Bowl against Tampa Bay and Daddy Mayfield, and that's because they thought they had something to prove, and because they really love doing the bad thing, which is winning games, even though they should be tanking. because they're just a really smart organization and they should be deleted. Um,
Whoa.
but
God.
anyways, I hate both of these teams.
What?
And so I think the Eagles are gonna win, but give me the +9 for the Cowboys.
What? How could you? How could you? You say you hate. All right, I hate the fucking Bills. Okay, we're
buddy.
going
Let's
to-
That's why we
relax
beat
a
you
little
last year.
bit.
Oh yeah, guess what? Hey, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Hey, guess what? When you lose to the Chiefs, I'm gonna text you and be like, ha ha ha, ha! Again, like you lose
Please
to them
do.
every single year. I'm going
Please
to.
do.
I'm
Please
going
do.
to. I'm going
I'm
to.
waiting. I'm waiting.
going
I
to.
wasn't heated.
Down with the
but now
Bills.
I'm heated.
Down with the
Go
Bills. You
ahead.
lit me up
Go
now.
ahead.
You lit me up.
Yep.
Down with the Bills.
I
Bills
wasn't
are gonna
heated.
lose. I hate the Bills.
Justin,
I hate
I was
them.
on your
I hate the
side.
Bills.
I was on your
I hate the
side. I was
Bills.
on your side, and now I'm not. Okay, now I'm heated. I was on your side. Now I'm not. Caleb,
Guys, it's
I hate
Christmas.
Cowboys too.
He turned me. He turned
Okay,
me.
yeah.
He turned me.
Okay, hold on.
Nope. It was Caleb's fault. He
Oh my
started
gosh.
this.
Guys, it's Christmas.
started
It's
this.
This is what
Christmas.
That's
this
good.
is what alcohol does to these guys.
We love each other. It's Christmas. We're having a good time.
You're
Well,
right,
fuck
you're
the Cowboys.
All right.
Hey, here's your.
Wait. Whoa.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Here's what I got to say. We actually looked like a football team last week, which was really nice to see. Okay. Now the big thing for this game is obviously we're not better than the Eagles this year. Let's be real. The question is, do they know? Because the seeding
Muffin?
is now locked. They cannot win the 1 seed. They're locked into the 2 seed. Is basically what's happening here. Because the Vikings, being in the division with the Lions, are automatically going to get the 5. Unfortunate for them. Do they have like a rest situation thing, or is it like this? We have to beat the Cowboys because it's the Cowboys. I don't know. I think they're going to still like this is going to be a full game. Jalen Hurts is in question too. I don't know what the update is on that. Do we have any updates on that actually? I wish we had the boop boop boop.
Yeah, I wish we had a boop, but
I don't know if he's cleared or
apparently-
whatnot. But
Apparently, he has to do Christmas stuff.
He's
with his family.
yeah, either way, I think the safe bet here is going to be the +9. You know, depending on everything that happens. So that's what I'm going to take. But if they're gonna go full blast and play like it's a meaningful game, which I don't really see because they can't really move anywhere, then yeah, I could see the Eagles definitely being the Cowboys by 9. Unfortunately, even though I hate them, but for safety here, give me Cowboys +9 as well.
Wow. You're both saying +9 for the Cowboys, taking
Yep.
the spread.
Sure am.
I think you guys are severely misunderstanding and underestimating a certain thing.
Cooper Rush.
Saquon.
Late season Eagles, give me the Cowboys, whoopsie daisy.
Oh my!
Wait, what?
Yep. Pencil it in. I swear to God. Cowboys, whoopsie daisy.
Wait, what?
Yep. Give it to me. Cowboys, whoopsie daisy. They will beat Philly this week, 100%. Cowboys will
They
win.
will beat Feely.
I don't know because I don't know about your late season thing. They've been
Hey.
turning around the whole
Hey.
the slump call.
Do you know what's happening right now in the standings? Right? Detroit and Minnesota are both in the NFC fighting for the 1 seed. Correct? You know what happens the last week of the season?
They play each other.
They play each other.
Did I win the quiz?
You know what happens before that point? Both teams win. I mean, to be fair, the Vikings have the Packers. The Lions are going to win this week against the Niners 100%, right? So Vikings get the 1 seed, like you guys said. Philly's not getting the 1 seed. They're just not. They know they're going to have to play the first week of playoffs, right? With Jalen Hurts still in question with a concussion, nonetheless. Kenny Pickett's ribs are a little ouchied. They're crying about it. Yeah, you still have Saquon. Dude, the Cowboys is same situation with Arizona, right? They started getting a lot better. They're playing like a good football team. They just beat the Bucks. Dude, give me the Cowboys this week. Whoopsie daisy. Number 4. Pencil it in. Write it down.
Oh my god. Well, I
Go
Girl
ahead.
penciled
math.
You can continue.
Girl
it's
math. Anyways, yeah, 1 o'clock. Next game, I guess. Raiders, Saints. The Saints putting up a big fat goose egg. First shutout of the year. Oh, how do those first 2 weeks look now, Saints fans? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was uncalled for. It's almost Christmas. I really shouldn't be, being a Grinch right now because no one likes a Grinch on Christmas, right? Bah
right.
humbug this, bah humbug that. That's just not who I am. I'd like to publicly apologize for my behavior. But also, speaking of garbage, the Las Vegas Raiders is who they're playing. Yay! They did a dumb thing and won last week, and now they gave the Giants the 1 seed, perhaps. I mean, anything could happen. Maybe the Giants ball out and win their next 2 games. Very unlikely, but who knows? Raiders. I mean, Brock Bowers is the only thing that is, good on that team right now. The Saints, I mean, they got the Rizzler. He had a cool little jump pass, but no points. So I can't really say much about that. This one, another very big eyeball avoider of the week. I think this is more so an eyeball avoider than the other one. Because at least the Colts might have a chance for playoffs. So like you could be watching it and be like, "Ooh, there's a chance." But yeah, big eyeball avoider. Right now, Raiders are actually favored -1.5, which is kind of silly, but like maybe not. I don't really know. They're both kind of bad right now. So I'm just gonna go with the Saints +1.5 because still think they're a little bit better of a football team. Um, but it's low too. I mean, this really could go either way. They're both not great. So I'm just gonna go with the +1.5 for the Saints for vibes.
Oh man, yeah, this is definitely one of those eyeball vote of the week. I think we have a lot of those this week, and this is no playoffs, no anything. I'm gonna take the Raiders -1.5 just because I like how they played last week, and I think they're gonna continue it. And the Saints put a big ol' fat first shutout of the whole entire year, and no other team has done that except for them. So give me the Raiders -1.5.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. The Raiders are going to win this football game. I'm going to say by at least a touchdown. The Saints, I mean, they're not good. This is the biggest downfall I think we've seen past. Actually, I don't know. Because it was only really, 3 weeks, 4 weeks that the Saints were like, oh my God, the highest scoring offense in the league. And then they just absolutely plummeted. Yeah, give me the Raiders -1.5 for no other reason than Brock Bowers.
Yeah, honestly, sounds about right. I kind of hope he goes off because hey, I need them fantasy points.
Oh,
Anyways,
he needs like, I think it's like 4 yards.
4 receptions
Yeah,
and
four
like
receptions, 10 yards or
10
something like
something
that.
yards. Yeah, in these next 2 weeks to beat the reception rookie leader over Puka Nakua, actually.
Like
Oh wow, that's
receiver,
crazy.
Yeah,
not tight end, receiver. Like
yeah.
it's
Oh holy
insane.
crap.
The 10 yards
Yeah,
is not receiver though. That's for tight end position for
yeah,
the rookie year, but
receptions
but
for
still.
yeah,
Receptions though. That's for
yeah,
everything, which is crazy.
absolutely.
He's
Yeah.
definitely gonna get that.
Oh yeah. In 2 weeks, 4 receptions. He's
Well,
the
who
only
else
one
do
that
they
catches the
have?
ball. So
Yeah, literally.
actually, Jacoby Myers is,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay, come on.
he's no, he's been all right actually. He actually is good. Well, like catch rate or so. I don't know. He has
Yeah,
some good stat.
there you go.
Anyways, yeah, thank you. Anyways, next eyeball avoider. Wee, another eyeball avoider. Yay!
Whee!
And this 1 o'clock window, man, is kind of something else. Yeah,
No one cares.
yeah.
It's
This 1 o'clock
whee!
window is not great. Tennessee Titans, Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a pick'em game. It's a +1, -1 spread. Um, Jags are favored, so they have the -1. It is in Jacksonville too. Titans putting up 30 points against Colts is kind of cool. I mean, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You know, he was kind of throwing that thing as he does near Christmas time. And then the Jags, Mac Jones, and hey, Brian Thomas Jr. Though that guy, let's talk about rookies. That guy is actually shaping up to be one of the best, if not the best, receiver right now in the last draft class. Who's balling out, even with Mac Jones throwing him the ball. So I think he's pretty good. I think the Titans are kind of pooping the bed a little bit here, and yeah, it's another one of those games. I am almost just speechless. I don't really know which way to go because both of them are so bad in their own ways. But it's Christmas, so I have to go with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for this one. Even though I think the Jags are a little bit better. I think they have a slightly better team, and Brian Thomas Jr., fantastic. Yeah, it's Christmas time. Let's just send it. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer +1 for the Titans.
I'm going to take that too.
I guess money line, because money.
I'm just going to take +1 too. Yeah, I guess there's really not much to say. Mac Jones, Macaroni and Cheese is working on the Jags still, and yeah, it's pretty much just a game at this point. Divisional matchup. My gosh, what a close one it'll be. We all know how the divisions shape up. This is going to be a one to watch for the Titans +1. Okay, next. And I think Brother's gone.
He's getting crowned.
I think.
Oh, that's right.
I was, actually. It was directly after I dropped the mic on the Dallas Cowboys game. I went to go get crowned.
Oh,
and I don't know what you guys said after I said
I'm gonna
Dallas
do the
is
same
going to
right
win the
now.
game. You have fun with that. I don't know what you guys said after I said Dallas was going to win the game, because I literally said, give me the Dallas Cowboys to win the game, and then I walked out of my room, and I was hoping you guys were talking trash about me, but I won't know until I listen on Thursday, December 26th at 8 a.m. on YouTube at the Fastcast. Anyway, the last time they played Tennessee and Jacksonville, it was 10-6, which I think... I wish we had our beep boop boop boop, but he is on Christmas vacation right now. Was the lowest scoring game in the NFL this season, I believe. Eyeball avoider of the week. I know we were talking about Colts and Giants, but last time they played it was 10-6. I am on the same train as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm gonna take Tennessee Titans money line. Christmas vibes. That's it. I will say, however, Jacksonville is a very hard place to win, but apparently only for the Colts. I don't think they've won in the past 9-10 seasons. The Colts in Jacksonville. Tennessee's not a good football team, but neither is Jacksonville. But give me Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, because Christmas vibes.
Woohoo! Yeah, that's what we said. Rudolph. Yay, let's go. All right. 4 o'clock window. Here we go. At least some okay games here. We got one good game. We got Miami Dolphins, Cleveland Browns. Miami Dolphins still fighting for something. They're 9% chance to win, or to make it to the playoffs if they win this. So it's not really gonna happen. And the Browns, the poopy Browns, the delete the franchise Browns. Benching Jameis Winston, yeah, that didn't do much for him. Yeah, give me Dolphins -6.5. I think the Browns are just pretty much done and have given up already at this point. And even though it's in Cleveland, I don't think it's gonna make. Oh no, it's gonna be kind of warm. It's gonna be kind of warmer. So I don't think Tua is gonna freeze to death, and I think he'll still actually might be able to throw the ball a little bit. So yeah, -6.5 for the Dolphins.
Yeah, give me Tua, the best quarterback as well. Is there a
buddy.
chance? Is it pretty much impossible for the Dolphins to make it, or
They have if they win, they have a 13% chance to make it.
Okay, 13% is better than 0%. Like my
So
Dallas
you're saying
Cowboys
there's
that
a
were
chance.
eliminated last week, so there's always a chance. But Yeah, they're gonna win this game for sure. I'm I'm gonna take the touchdown, especially since they love to score in the garbage time when there's a minute left and they're ahead, and the
Yeah,
other team has
actually,
timeouts, and instead of sliding, they run it into the end zone and make
I have
you
I
lose
have a
by
question
6
about that
points into
actually.
the
Yeah,
fantasy
how's your
glitches.
fantasy playoffs doing, buddy?
Dude, that was. y- y- You're the luckiest fantasy player I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wow, that's so funny. Oh my god, he
You act
lost because
like it.
he sucks.
Okay, you act like it. I didn't beat you on the other one by like literally 200 points. So, um,
What?
yeah, yeah, the one we faced off against.
Oh no, that one I've been done, and don't worry about
Oh
that.
yeah, so you don't care about that one, of course. The one that I
No, I
beat you
don't.
by
I
like
care about the one that
150
we
points.
actually, with all of our friends, and
Just
not
the
the
one that
random
you
one.
won in is the one you're gonna care about. Okay, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. So not the
I
one you
said
lost by like
it's
150
Christmas.
points, but anyway, yeah, I've been taking my Miami by the touchdown. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Merry Christmas.
It is Christmas, and I'm very sad to see you guys bickering right now. It
Oh,
makes me very sad. Just kidding. I love it.
Yeah.
It feeds me. Yeah. Short and sweet. Um, Cleveland plus 6.5.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Yep. Cleveland plus 6.5 at home against the Dolphins. Not great in Cleveland. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be cold, but it's also not going to be pretty on Sunday. So I'm going to take Cleveland at home against Miami.
you heard it.
Well, for
It's
the
not
spread,
gonna be
but
pretty.
it's not going to be pretty.
Get him out of that area. Anyways, Green Bay, Minnesota Vikings. This is gonna be a fantastic game. This is probably game of the week.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be a good game. This is gonna be a very good game. It's a pick 'em too. I'm Vikings favored by -1 at home against the Packers. The Packers are the team that shut out the Saints. They made them put up a big old goose egg the first of the season. Packers are getting hot right when the time is right before playoffs. Vikings, oh my God, will they even lose? Like I mean, it was a close game last week against Seattle, but Seattle's always a hard place to play in. So, unless you're the Bills, yeah, I mean, hey, it's a great football team. No one in their right mind would have thought they were going to be 13-2 coming into week 17 here. They look incredible. They look great. And Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, even. I mean, that defense, it's all very solid. Green Bay, same thing. You could say the same thing. Offense, defense, great. This is why it's a pick 'em divisional matchup. Anything can happen any given Sunday. Give me the Packers, though. I'll go money line. I think the Packers win this game.
Well, well, well. Welcome to Game of the Week. Game of the Week, dude. This is going to be on the big screen for me. This is a game I'm watching, full intention or full attention rather. Yeah, this is as much as I want to see the Week 18 Lions Vikings facing off for the number one seed in the NFC. Is this an underestimation game? Because let's put it simply, we feel like I think the vibes on the Vikings are a little bit off. I feel like we're giving them a little too little credit. They just win games. They're like
Dude,
they're
I
the
just
Chiefs.
gaslit them for like so long.
They're the Chiefs of the NFC, to be honest. In the vibe of the NFL world.
Gaslit. That's the wrong word.
But the Packers, my gosh, if any team is playoff amped, it's going to be the Packers. They didn't even let up at all against the Saints. As much as they felt bad against them, they put in their backups in the fourth quarter and still didn't let up. They're looking like they're going to be a pretty tough team to beat going into the postseason. My gosh, I don't even know which way to go on this one, but I'm going to agree with Gail. I'm going to take the Packers by the +1 point. It's just a tough one to call because it's almost like the Chiefs-esque Vikings. They're just going to pull out like a 3-point overtime win, something like that again, unexpectedly. This is going to be a great game to watch, but give me the Packers.
Yeah, this is divisional matchup. It's insane. This is definitely game of the week potential. Green Bay just clinched the playoffs with their win last week. Now, Minnesota is one of those teams that I don't think, like the 13-2 record is impressive, but I don't think that I don't want to say they don't deserve it, but they're one of those teams you look at is like, how is Minnesota 13-2 right now? Same token with Green Bay. How are they 11-4? I think realistically, this might sound stupid, but I think Green Bay is a better team. I think they win this football game, even in Minnesota. This is definitely a eyeball attractor, 100%. It's going to be a 1-game split between them, and then Minnesota has Detroit in the last week. So, I mean, the next 2 weeks for Minnesota is tough as it's going to get for any team in the NFL, 100%. I'm going to take Green Bay this week with a money line. I think they win the football game in Minnesota. And that's all I have to say about that.
So, now that we all have locked in the Packers, if the Vikings win this game, do we all have to agree that the Vikings are them?
No.
Oh. Okay, why?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
I mean, who would have guessed that Sam Darnold would have brought him 2
That's
losses?
exactly what I'm saying.
That's the undercut is what I'm talking about. Is like we all constantly week after week think they shouldn't be there, and then all of a sudden they just win.
Realistically, though, the Vikings did have one of the easiest schedules in the entire NFL.
But they're also in the hardest division in the NFL.
They are in the hardest division, but they had one of the easiest schedules. One of their losses is against Detroit. It was a 3-point loss, but still, the rest of the games are. They had Colts, Jaguars, Titans, Bears, Cardinals, 5 games in a row against insanely subpar teams.
So that's what I'm saying.
And then even Falcons and Bears.
That's what if they end up winning this game, is credit due.
I don't know. It's hard to say because the Packers just clinched the playoffs. Like, yeah, they might be playing for a higher spot in the division. Because obviously, if they end up winning this game, I believe, because the Packers beat them earlier in the year. So they win this game, they get a higher seed than the Vikings, which that's something to play for. But in the same token, they're making the playoffs pretty much no matter what, regardless. So,
yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, I think the Vikings are a solid team. I mean, defense, offense, they look pretty good. They have a great head coach too. I mean, they're gonna keep any game close. It doesn't matter who it is. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to see obviously this game, against another real contender towards the end of the season. But yeah, it's gonna be a great game regardless. So I think for sure. Anyways, let's keep moving on here. 8:20, our Sunday night football game. We got the Atlanta Falcons against the Washington Commanders. The Commanders pulling it out against the Eagles with like 6 seconds left. Absolutely massive because I hate the Eagles. Sorry, Eagles fans. And the Falcons, I mean, putting up big numbers. I mean, hey, Penix Jr. I mean, he looks. It was all right. He was pretty solid, I think, back there. I mean, rookie for NFL debut. Can't say too much about it. I mean, yeah, it was what it is. They won the football game. They put up a lot of points. I mean, I know a lot of them was defensive side, but still, he did what he had to do to win the game. Commanders, Jaden Daniels, offensive rookie of the year. I think he pretty much got it. I don't. unfortunately, I don't think Brock Bowers is going to get the love that he deserves. But yeah, I think Jane Daniels pretty much took it there with that game. But yeah, I think this is going to be another great game. I think 8:20. We're going to have to see what Penix Jr. can do against an actual solid team here, the Washington Commanders. And hey, if the Falcons lose this game, it's big for the Bucks. But obviously we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, it's in Washington. Commanders favored by -4. I think I'm gonna take the -4. I think the Commanders are a great football team. Well coached Dan Quinn, I think, has been doing an incredible job. Falcons, I know they won by a lot last week, but I'm still a little iffy on the rookie quarterback situation. This it's gonna be tough under the lights. I think they might struggle a little bit again. I think it's gonna be a little reality check for them here towards the end of the season. I think it's gonna be a pretty relatively close game. A good game, but I think the Commanders are gonna win this one pretty confidently.
I'm gonna agree, and you know what it is. I don't think. I think the defense won them the game last time. So they had a lot of help, especially against the what was it, Giants? Hello, yeah. Commanders officially have not locked a playoff spot. Winning here will pretty much. I think it does get them in. 100% guarantees it. So they're still playing. They're gonna go all in here, and the Falcons. Like I kind of gave a little foreshadow earlier when we were talking about the Bucks, there are gonna give the reins back to the Bucks. They're gonna lose. Give me Commanders -4.
I'm on the same wavelength. This is the playoff clinching game for the Commanders. I mean, after this game, they have Dallas. I mean,
We're gonna win.
say what you
No
want about
Cowboys.
that game. Well, maybe. I mean, if the Commanders beat the Falcons this week, maybe they take their especially being last week before playoffs, they're probably going to take their foot off the gas, and Dallas will probably run away with that game. But obviously, Washington has this game to deal with. It's a -4 spread. Atlanta is the most mid team of Middington of Midtown. So, that being said, I think the Commanders do win this game by more than 4 points.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Let's go on to the Monday night game. And this one is a little scratch of the head for me, I think, with the DraftKings odds here. San Francisco 49ers, Detroit Lions. It is in San Francisco. The Lions are favored by only -3, and I'm going to go ahead and lock that in and take the free money, and that's that.
I'm gonna take my first. No, I'm just kidding. They're obviously the Lions. Yeah, are gonna absolutely smash them. What is this? What is this? What is
That's
this
what I
line?
mean. It's a head scratch.
The
It's
same
one of
thing.
it's like scary, dude. It's
It,
scary to pick this, but like
I took it like with the Carolina being favorites against the Cowboys, and then they just turned around and absolutely destroyed them anyway. So I don't even care about the lines anymore. And the why is it like this? I mean, I think this is pretty easy. I think the Lions win by a lot, especially because they know their one seed is they have to win to keep that in play. So yeah, give me the Lions -3.
Well, it really depends here, and I think the factor is the tough game that Minnesota has to play against Green Bay. Obviously, this is not a tough game for Detroit. A 3-point spread might literally be the fact that it's a day after Minnesota plays Green Bay. We might see the spread go up or down based on that game. Obviously, this is only Tuesday. So, that game gets played, the spread goes up based on Detroit. Like, if Minnesota wins, Detroit's going to fight for that number one spot because they have that matchup the following week, Detroit, Minnesota. And that will be, if Minnesota wins and Detroit wins, it's going to be a fight for that number one seed in the NFC. So, based on Minnesota losing, it's only a 3-point spread because maybe they throw in some backups and let them get reps and win the game, not by a whole lot, just trying some new stuff and seeing what works, what could happen if, you know, injuries are put in play. But quite obviously, Detroit's going to win this football game. I think it's all predicated, like I said, on that Green Bay Minnesota game. If Minnesota wins, I think the spread goes up. They're going to play their starters. But you got to think about the following week. It's going to be Minnesota versus Detroit. It could very well be, like I said, that number 1 seed game.
Well, the only
And that will
problem is, I don't think I've seen Detroit let off the gas at any point in the moment. I think even if Vikings lose and the Lions win in the week 18 and they already have 1 seed locked, I still think they full blow pull out their starters and win by 40 points.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
and I
hard to
think
tell, right? Because all year they've had David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs, and that's obviously the most disgusting backfield in the entire NFL. And now they're out David Montgomery. So that's a huge piece. You don't want to risk Jameer Gibbs also getting hurt right before playoffs. Aiden Hutchinson's gone. Now David Montgomery. That team is just riddled with injuries all over the place. So maybe this is kind of the game where, like, they kind of just settle down a little bit. Not playing a very good team in the Niners. They're already eliminated.
I don't
Niners
think
have
that's in Dan
nothing to
Campbell's
play for.
bloodline.
no.
He's going all
I
in.
mean, hey, you're at this far in the season, and you have like 20 plus people on the IR. I don't think he even cares, like at
I mean,
all.
we'll see. That's really the only reason that I
I
see
think he's
Detroit making
literally.
a -3 spread.
I think when he's on the sideline, if someone else goes down, he is literally screaming at the water boy, like trying to get him hyped up, ready to go in the game at any point in time. I think that's just who he is.
Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher, literally. I think he's getting Bobby Boucher in the game right that instant. But, anyways, that was Pick'em's lock in the bets. Go with what we said. Who knows? Any given Sunday, anything could happen. If the bets are wrong, don't blame us. Blame yourself because you're greedy and you're a gambling addict. And yeah, let's do a little fun thing here. I'm gonna go AFC versus NFC right now. Just a fun little game here. If you don't have your playoff picture pulled up, if you can pull it up, make it easier for you. But I want to do a fun little game here, right? AFC versus NFC. I know that one. There's that one division that looks really scary, but right now, let's just say it was full on 1 seed versus 1 seed, 2 seed versus 2 seed, and in the AFC we go down the line. And I want to see what you guys think. Like, what do you think is the harder side right now? And like, if all these playoff teams were to play each other round one, right? 1 seed versus 1 seed, 2 seed versus 2 seed, yada yada. Who do you think would come out victorious with the most wins here? Like Chiefs, Lions. Who do you think wins that game? Lions easily, right? I mean, come on. Bills, Eagles, Steelers, right? Or Steelers would play 3 seed, which right now is the Rams. I think that's pretty much a lock. 4 seed Texans plays the Falcons. I'm gonna go ahead and say instead of the Falcons, let's just say the Bucks because they're a better team. Ravens right now would play the Vikings with a 5 seed. Chargers right now would play the Packers, the 6 seed, and then the Broncos, if the Broncos say the 7 seed, are gonna play the Commanders. I mean, which side do you think is better? Justin,
Honestly,
what do you got?
Honestly, when I look at it, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. When you get down to it, I would say I would probably edge out. I'd give the edge to the NFC, and that's just because like last
What
year,
the
I just want to stop everybody right now. I just want to say Merry Christmas. It is now midnight when we're recording this. It is December 25th. Merry Christmas to everybody that is listening. Merry Christmas
you
to
did
you,
that
brothers.
on the second. Oh,
Oh
my
my
god!
I
God.
You
did.
were
I was
waiting
waiting.
for
Actually
that.
insane.
I don't think you guys understand how much I love Christmas. This is my favorite holiday. I just want to take a moment here and tell you both Merry Christmas. I love you both. I love you all that are listening. Merry Christmas. I hope you guys and your family have a fantastic holiday. Brother, continue.
Go Cowboys! And yeah,
Oh,
so I was
buddy.
thinking Merry Christmas. I'm thinking it's pretty evenly matched. I'm gonna give the edge to the NFC just because of like the last year thing. It was pretty heavily dominated. Like AFC team was gonna win. Like undoubtedly, it was definitely the stronger division. And yeah, looking side by side and just looking at it, my gosh, like if they, I think these would all be like pretty solid games. The only thing the only team I'm really worried about, and why I'm giving the edge NFC over there is a 4 seed Texans. For some reason, they're just like they're not there. I don't think they're there yet. I think this could be potential like first round dropout too, depending on who they play. Um, Especially if it's going to be against the Ravens. You can play the Ravens first round.
That would be the Ravens, yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's not good. I think the Ravens deserve that spot. They're a much stronger team in my opinion right now. So heading into the end, but
It'd be a wait. Oh, that would be a rematch from last year, right? Last year's playoffs. Didn't they play it in the playoffs?
oh, I think so. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, I think the Ravens won that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. But yeah, I honestly think it's like this could be a season where it's like literally anyone's. Like I could see like a 7 seed or a 6 seed like going pretty deep here. Like the Packers, my gosh, they're on fire right now. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty interesting going. I'm gonna give the edge to NFC, just a little bit more competitive, and I know it's just that whole division, like that Lions, Vikings, Packers. It's that whole division that's pretty much making the sound over there. But that's nothing to mess around with. Those three teams are gonna be competing. So yeah, give me the edge a little bit over to our side, which is why partially why the Cowboys missed the playoffs because we're just more competitive.
Okay, buddy.
More competitive this year. So yeah, that's the only reason why we missed because it's just better over there.
Okay, well, we gotta move on from you because you're just going off the rails now. Brandon, what do you think?
I don't think that's the reason the Cowboys are not in the playoffs. I'll say that. I do think I'm going to give the edge to the NFC. That conference is wacky bananas. Even looking at the NFC West, look at the tale of two tapes here. LA Rams, beginning of the year, were not good. Seattle was very good, and then they flipped. Right? I believe I said Seattle was a pretender in I think the first or second or third episode that we had. The LA Rams, since getting Cooper and Puka Nacua back in the lineup, they've been very good. In the NFC West, really either of those teams can pop off at any minute. I mean, you look at Tampa with all the injuries that they've had to deal with recently, they're still a very good football team. Personally, I think much better than Atlanta is this year, which I don't quite understand. But the beginning of the year, I would think that Atlanta was much better based on their offensive prowess. But then you look at the NFC North, dude. That conference is, I mean, that division is just out of this world. That division is insane, minus the Bears. Sell the team. But you got Detroit, Minnesota, and Green Bay. Third place team being 11-4 is obscene. It is absolutely unheard of. And then you even look at the NFC East with Philly and Washington. Like Washington this year, who would have thought 10-5 at this point in the year, right?
True.
The Eagles 12-3. I mean, these teams when they play against lesser opponents, they crush. I mean, it's undeniable, right? We're going up to the AFC. Like you said, Houston Texans, they're not there. They lose games that they shouldn't. They just don't seem to be the Houston Texans that I thought they were going to be, like you thought they were going to be, Justin. Obviously, the Chiefs have some voodoo black magic. Maybe some black and white pinstripes on the field help every game, all game, every single game. But I digress. Denver Broncos have good defense. They're still in the fight. The Chargers are a great team. Um, and then you got Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Baltimore's a very good team, but they're losing games that they shouldn't. Pittsburgh, who would have thought they were going to be 10-5? Raise your hand if you thought. Neither of you are raising your hand, right? Correct. Nobody thought they were going to be 10-5, but their defense is keeping them in it. And Russell is, I mean, Justin Fields the first 4 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it was, he was playing fantastic. He brought them undefeated. Russell Wilson came back, took over the team. They're still kind of crushing. And then you got the freaking Buffalo Bills, the best team in the NFL. I mean, it is hard to say at the top of the top. You're looking at the 1 and 2 seeds, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. Those are very hard teams to play against. But dude, in that one singular division, the Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay Packers, if you put them up against the 1 and 2 seed, I don't know who's going to come out on top. Either three of those teams in that division playing the 1 or 2 seed, they could play either one, and I couldn't tell you who's going to win, to be honest with you. And that's just one division. The LA Rams could, I mean, we saw them beat the Bills. It was a shootout, yeah, but they ended up beating the Bills. Tampa Bay has definitely more capability than a lot of teams in the NFL to beat really, really good teams. I'm going to give the edge to the NFC only because of it's just when they win games, it's like it's like a stamp, right? It's a very tough conference. It's very competitive for sure. It's not the reason Dallas didn't make the playoffs. It's because they didn't buy curtains. We'll just say that. I'm gonna give the edge to the NFC 100%. You look at the top teams in each division, and there's really only two teams in the top, the 1 and 2 seed, the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs, that I would put my faith in to win against anybody in the NFC. But everybody else in the NFC that currently has a playoff spot, I would 100% pick to possibly beat the 1 seed in the Kansas City Chiefs or the 2 seed in the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you guys got it right there. Yeah, that one division alone is kind of insane, and the 7 seed being 10-5 is also pretty nuts. I mean, yeah, it's just just that one division alone is just kind of insane. And AFC's 1 seed is very fraudulent, so there's that. So yeah, I mean, NFC is just it's gonna be definitely a rough sledding over there, and it could be sad, these great teams kind of having to duke it out, and um, you know, two NFC teams obviously can't play each other in the Super Bowl, but sometimes maybe if Kansas City has to go to the Super Bowl this year, I'd much rather see two NFC teams go than Kansas City Chiefs and an NFC team. But that could just be just me, but it's probably not. It's probably a majority. But we're gonna bounce around a little bit here from our topics. Oh, yep. What?
That brings me to a question. In this Super Bowl matchup, if this case that we're all picking the NFC is a little bit edged out, have the stronger, no matter what two teams are in the Super Bowl, are you betting on the NFC team? Is that the case you're making?
Not necessarily.
It's hard, dude. It's hard.
I mean, you got to think about it. Like, some teams are built better to beat other teams as well. I mean, I think the Chiefs can beat the Ravens again. I think the Steelers can beat the Ravens again, but I think the Ravens beat the Bills again.
Well, those are all AFC
but I think,
teams.
but I also think the Bills can beat the Steelers, and I think the Bills obviously can beat the Chiefs because we did. But roles reverse. I mean, obviously, I'm not that. I just know that because I follow AFC more because Bills and whatnot. But I mean, I just think some teams are just much better built for other teams. So it's not a matter of they're just good or they're just better than every team. AFC just because
So are you just you kind of saying they're just
I think
more
they are
well
just
equipped to.
to handle anything almost. But that doesn't mean that the AFC team can't beat the best NFC team.
Okay. I was just curious about that.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna jump around a little bit. I know I had a few more topics, but we're kind of running long on time here, and it's Christmas, so I'm trying to go to bed and celebrate. But anyway,
Santa's coming.
Santa is coming, so I have to hit the hay before he
He skips your
sees
house.
me. Yeah, he's
skip
gonna
your
skip
house.
my house and not give me my presents. Anyways, we're gonna jump around. We're just gonna talk a little bit about MVP again. I know it's kind of a recurring topic. Anyways, this one is just a little question for you guys. Do you think? Now I know there's a whole who's MVP, Joe Burrow, Jamar, or not Jamar Chase, frickin' Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, all these guys. Um, do you think that wins? Obviously, Joe Burrow isn't really on the top of the list right now, but that's a matter of how well his team is doing. Do you think that the wins are too heavily inflated on the MVP voting? And do you think, like, obviously Joe Burrow's been playing fantastic? It's really his defense that has been dragging him down and losing him a lot of these games. Do you think it is like, you think it's too heavily weighted on wins loss categories, or do you think it's just fine the way it is?
Oh man, I could go pretty deep on this one because
Quick.
I it has to be off wins because if you think about it, any MVP winner has always been a playoff team. Can you think of any quarterback ever that has been MVP caliber, like kind of like a Joe Burrow thing? It's kind of had a losing record or missing a playoffs or anything that was even in the talk of MVP at all. No, it has to be based on wins, no matter, and that comes with stats and everything as well. Like I don't think there's ever been a MVP caliber quarterback that hasn't had a winning record. It's always been. I think that just goes hand in hand. So you have a good QB, you win a lot of games. Now it's kind of weird with the Joe Burrow thing because I think he is a phenomenal QB. What the heck happened? Is it the defense thing? Is he even in the question? I don't think he is, but to be honest, the wins and losses shouldn't really factor, but it's always going to. I don't think you can really get away from it. It shouldn't be, but it just kind of falls in line. Like they fall into place into that. It's kind of weird how it works, but yeah, I think that's just how it is. You got to have a winning team. You got to have a winning quarterback.
I actually have a little beep impromptu. There have been two NFL MVPs where the team did not qualify for playoffs in the history of the NFL. Johnny Unitas in 1967 playing for the Baltimore Colts. 1967. And the other one might be a little bit touchy. O.J. Simpson.
Oh, wow.
In 1973, he won the MVP.
Very touchy.
Yeah. 1973, he won the MVP award, and they did not make the playoffs. So there have been two, and if that tells you anything, it pretty much indicates that you're going to be on a winning team when you win MVP. I strongly feel that the MVP has to be on a team, not only that is an playoff team, but has to be a standout. And I'm saying this because I don't want to come into this with bias, but I'm going to. Everyone's saying Lamar MVP. They're 10-5. Okay. Lamar has who in the backfield? Derrick Henry. Okay, cool. Uh, Josh Allen has who on his team?
I mean, James Cook is pretty good.
James Cook is pretty good, yeah. But is he Derrick Henry?
I mean, James Cook is pretty good.
He's pretty good, yes. But Derrick Henry has been an absolute force in the league for multiple years, and he's showing it year in, year out. You know that he's going to produce numbers. James Cook is playing well this year.
It's
But
also a
Josh Allen,
it's also a stat line thing too. Like you look at the stats, Lamar has more total yards, meaning rushing and throwing combined. He also has less interceptions, higher QBR. So the stats themselves are a little bit better. It's just the record is a little bit worse. So I think that's what Caleb really wanted to.
Josh Allen has highest QBR in the league.
No.
Yes, he does. He has the highest QBR in the league.
I don't think that's accurate.
It is accurate. Josh Allen has a 76.7 QBR. Lamar Jackson has a 75.5 QBR. And that is basically just bundled up like how good you are as a quarterback for your team. Josh Allen is number one in the league in QBR. Yes, he has more interceptions. I've always hated the fact that interceptions are brought into consideration, mainly because a lot of them, I wouldn't say a lot of them, but some of them are strictly not his fault. Josh Allen's second interception this year was a pass right to Keon Coleman's chest. That just bounced up out of his chest and fell into Miami's hands.
Well, a few happened to Lamar as well in that
Yeah,
case.
that's what I'm saying. That like for any quarterback, there should be some sort of deviation between like if you throw the ball and it makes no contact with your team and it's intercepted, yeah, it's an interception. But if it hits Keon Coleman in the chest and bounce up, and the other team just happens to come down with it, I feel like it should be, I don't know, maybe half an interception because it's not entirely your fault. You did what you had to do, but it just goes against you. I've hated the fact that quarterbacks are given interception stats that are not their fault. Yeah, it just kind of sucks a little bit. And it happens to every quarterback. I'm not saying it just happens to Josh Allen. It happens to literally everybody, um, except for like Desmond Ritter or Will Levis. But I digress. Everything is their fault.
So yeah,
Go ahead.
for me, the wins though. I said this earlier, I think, and I kind of stand by it actually. Like when you have two like very solid playoff teams like the Ravens and the Bills right now. Obviously, there's the huge debate: Lamar, Josh Allen, whatever. Lamar obviously has better stats this year, but Josh Allen has more wins, kind of thing, and that is what I've been kind of wanting to touch on is like last year, Josh Allen. It was the same thing. It was Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Obviously, Lamar Jackson won it, but his stats were significantly worse than Josh Allen's. I mean, Josh Allen was putting up insane passing touchdowns and yards and all this, but Lamar Jackson basically won because team better. And obviously, you can say what you want about the interceptions, but I mean, he still, he won all those games for the Bills. He was the most valuable player, and I honestly, if I could reverse it, if I could give Josh Allen the MVP last year and Lamar the MVP this year, I'd be completely satisfied with that. Obviously, do I think Josh Allen is playing MVP caliber football this year? Absolutely, he is. Is Lamar though as well? Absolutely, he's been playing. This is a much better season for him than it was last year when he won the MVP. I'll say that. Obviously, he has Derrick Henry, who has done him massive favors, of course. But I mean, just the way he's been playing, like I haven't seen Lamar Jackson pass as accurately this year than he did last year. Last year as a passer, I he was okay. He was all right, but this year I can see improvement. Um, and that's where I'm kind of going with the wins thing is. I think the wins are touched on a little too heavily. I think just because they have a couple more wins, it's like, oh, well, he's obviously MVP because win games. I don't know. I just think it's a little too much.
I
I
would
think it's
honestly
relied on too much.
like to know what factors into it because sometimes I feel like it's just like the eye test, like who's hot,
Yeah,
who's not, the moment,
recency bias too towards the end of the year.
vibes, yeah, the vote, like the people that vote on it, like it all factors in. But if it was just like purely a stat award, yeah, what stats do you go off? Like it all goes in. It's kind of crazy. I would like to see like a full like breakdown or the people that vote on it kind of explain like what they're looking at kind of thing. But
I think wins have to be pretty high up there in people's decision making. I mean,
Well, yeah, obviously you're not giving a 2-win team a MVP. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, more Brandon or no? Sorry, I kind of cut you off again.
no, it's good. I just think
Okay.
that wins are. I don't want to say heavily weighted, but they're definitely weighted. And this is the year that Josh Allen. I mean, like you said, I agree with you. If you could reverse it and give Josh Allen last year MVP and this year Lamar, I would say that's right. But it's
But yeah, now
literally it's just the record.
but now that he got it last year, now Josh Allen is MVP this year.
It
You're not
has to be
changing my
right.
mind. Absolutely. But yeah, all right. Moving on again. Yeah, so we're kind of getting late here again. But it is time for everyone's favorite time of the week. Oh yeah, here it is.
It's time for It's Okay. It's Not Okay.
I didn't forget this time. Let's
So
go. Woo, I didn't forget. Is it okay? Is it not okay? We're gonna go with the NFL fining players for their excessive celebrations, but they use the clips of said celebrations on Twixter for promotion. So this is in reference to. I mean, this has been a thing for a while. I mean, there's been many examples, but the most recent one last week, I think it was the Vikings scored a touchdown and they did the Camp Rock celebration. I think that was the Vikings, right? Am I mistaken? I don't really remember. Someone did a Camp Rock celebration, and I think they got fined for it or whatever. And the NFL on Twitter posted a video of that celebration, even though they fined them for it. Do you think is it okay? Is it not okay, Justin?
this is a deep one. So there's a lot of things that kind of play into this too, like who is there's got to be different teams, different like managers to the social and to the people that are dishing out the fines and all of that stuff. So it's like it almost seems like you're like, wow, okay, here's your bill for doing this celebration that we don't accept and it looks absolutely ridiculous. So we're gonna fine you for it because no one likes that stuff. But honestly, all the fans do love it. So I don't even know the decision on that part. But we're kind of getting off track here. So I'm gonna say if it has to be universal throughout. They have to all be on the same page. So if it's something you're going to say it's not okay to do a celebration on and fine them because and then you're just going to turn around and be like, "Hey, everybody look at this." Everything has to be on the same page there, otherwise it's going to be complete confusion throughout. Because if it were me, I would just go back and be like, "Okay, so what was wrong with this if you're using this to show everyone?" But the problem with that is it's a whole. I'm guaranteeing it's a whole different like group of people that handle that, like based on the back end and commissioner and all that, and then their social media. It's just like, woo! It might be like a meme at this point where there's like, look what we got fined for, kind of thing. So for the whole sake of it, I guess my final answer is going to be it's not okay. Like you have to all be uniform on that. If you're gonna, you can't just blast it for everyone to look at and say, hey, look at this when you just find them all for it, because that's just a confusing mark there. Can we do it or can we not do it? Kind of thing. What are the players looking at? Can they appeal those fines? Like, what is the deal with that? It's kind of crazy. It's not okay for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride the same train, honestly. If you think about it in a sense that the NFL's making money every time they post something on Twixter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, they're making money on it 100%. Every post they put out is profitable to them. And when you charge a player for doing anything on the field, but you're basically contradicting yourself, saying, hey, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. But let's show everybody and make it so we profit off it twice. Because you're finding them, you're getting money from the player, and then getting money for posting it. It's not a good look. It really is not, and it's definitely it's a negative outlook really on the whole league. It's kind of it's very contradicting, I would say. It's for me, let the players have fun. Obviously, there's certain things that you can't or shouldn't do, and if you know it's something you shouldn't do, why are you putting it out for everybody to see? You know, other people are going to put it out. There's going to be other, outlets that are going to put out the videos of people doing stuff. It's going to get attention either way. Uh, but for the NFL to explicitly put out that content, I would say it's 100% not okay.
And for me, I get to be the Grinch again. I'm gonna go with the opposite route. Oh snap! It's not an all agreement one this time. You know, everyone signs a contract in the NFL. They know what they can do, what they can't do. Obviously it's a little blurry along the lines. The excessive celebration thing. The Key and Peele skit. You can do 2 pumps, not 3. Whatever. But you know, um, the NFL. They you get fined for the excessive celebration. But hey, it looked really cool. So you know what? Let's use it for promotion. You know what I mean? Hey, these guys are doing some wicked celebration thing in the end zone. It looked really cool, like that Tyreek Hill backflip when he stole the guy's phone. I'm pretty sure he got fined for that, but it was really
Oh,
funny.
that was cool.
So they used that as well. I mean, come on, that's really cool. But I don't actually even know why he got fined for it. Pretty sure he got fined for it. And I think
Yeah,
that the guy with
Finn
the,
got
the
fired.
yeah, he got fired too, which is actually nuts. I don't think that should have happened. But yeah, I mean, they know what they can and can't do, and when they do it, it's kind of like, well, it's kind of your fault. I'm gonna use it, and then fine you. I think it's fine. I mean, NFL is a business at the end of the day, and they got to promote the fun stuff in the NFL, even though the fun stuff is usually illegal. But that goes with life too. The fun stuff is usually illegal. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Well,
How do
you
you
heard
really
it
feel?
here, everybody. We're going kind of long, so I'll end it here and give you all back your Christmas days. You heard both sides of the it's okay, it's not okay. We're going to be posting on Twixter as well. Let us know what everyone thinks. Vote on it and comment and tell us what you think. Yeah, I mean, guys, it's Christmas Day right now at the time
It
of
is
the recording.
Christmas.
So I'm going to send you all off with a Merry Christmas. Thank you guys for all tuning in. You won't hear from us until the very next year. So find us every Thursday heading into 2025 at the Fastcast on YouTube. Once again, I can't say it enough. Wish you all a very Merry Christmas, even though you're hearing this the day after. And let's get ready for playoffs. We got a week left, and we'll see you all on Thursday morning, 8 a.m. next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good one.
Merry Christmas, Go Bills. Woo!
Go
Merry
Cow-
Christmas,
I was going
everybody.
to say
Go
go
Bills.
Cowboys. You kind of cut me off.
No,
a little bit.
no, too late.
All right.